Oh, it seems my pixels have been deep fried. We're going to Donkey Kong Country territory. Breaking out that old Sega Genesis stuff. Ooh. Mars has something? Your strongest ally against Lum and his 1,000 colony ships is Mars. Not only is she your friend, and therefore more likely to believe you, but as your fellow assistant to Lum, she's also in the best possible position to do something about it. Then again, maybe she's like everyone else and will just think you're delusional. Or worse, she wants Earth to come colonize Vertumna and bring that culture she desires so strongly. You tell her what you're... Yeah, of course we tell her. You get Mars alone and tell her everything you know. She listens attentively, not interrupting. And when you're finished, she asks if you're sure the information is correct. You tell her you are. You heard it with your own ears. Mars rests her head against her fingers. Earth is coming, she says quietly. Finally, we could have some support in colonizing this planet and stop living in our parents' shadows. She looks up. But 100,000 ships? Who will be in charge then? Lum? Or someone worse? We were here first, she insists. I'm not letting a bunch of uniforms from Earth come in and start bossing us around, thinking they're better than us. She sighs. What should we do? I don't think we can do anything. Mars slumps back against the couch. I hate that you're right, he says. It's going to be impossible to convince 1,000 ships to just turn around. We can't even manage to govern ourselves. How are we going to stand up against them? She picks at her chipped nail polish in silence for a few seconds. If I was governor, this wouldn't have happened. She sulks. Don't worry, Mars. We're going to fix that. Okay. Let's finish off our bravery. Because I need to do this one before Glow. Because no one goes out during Glow. You manage to partner yourself with the Chief Surveyor herself on your next expedition. The perfect chance to talk to her about Governor Lum, but she beats you to it. Whew! This was easier trekking when we had hoverbox, Utopia says as she hauls herself up to a particularly difficult stretch of terrain. She reaches back up to help you up. That villain Lum's using them all for search for aliens now. Like, that's not finding a needle in a haystack. Send half my team to the swamps now. She gestures at her empty holster. Without weapons, I might add. He's bleeding us dry out here. She scrubs the back of her hand across her mouth. That snake of a man thinks every little thing is a war. I don't like getting attacked by animals neither. I sure miss being able to explore this planet without Lum getting his paws all over my division, taking my resources for his damn messy war. Funny you should mention that, Utopia. You tell Utopia about Mars's plan to overthrow Lum at the next Vertumnalia. She seems excited by the prospect. You forget how young she is compared to the other council members. Sounds stellar, she says, clapping you on the back. Only question is, you got in mind to replace him? Marzipan. Mars? Utopia drawls. Really? Isn't she well, she's young. She crosses her arms and gives it a thought. Well, I was only 22 when I became Chief Surveyor, I guess. Not too far-fetched. But why Mars? What's she gonna do different that chauvinistic flute cow's ours? Pitch me. Okay, well, let me tell you what we're gonna do. First, we kick him in the dick. Okay, now, you may say that is unrelated, but I think you're underestimating the catharsis one gets from kicking him in the dick. Okay, and in this 3-part essay, I will extol all the advantages of kicking someone in the dick. Okay. Do 6, 7. Dang it, Arctic! You keep sending me into pixels! Why have you done this to me? 6, 7, 8. There we go. Okay, now if we go 5, 6, and then we need something that is a 5. Perfect. And this 4 is unchangeable, so we might as well use it there. And we might as well can just go wild. We already maxed out persuasion. We don't need to worry about, you know, the bonus. When it comes to space governing, you're my pixel. Aww. Aww. Excellent wordplay. A+. You and Utopia set out for a hard day's work surveying. As you work, you explain your plan and how Mars will do everything she can to protect Vertumna once she's governor. Utopia listens patiently to your pitch for her vote, giving you ample opportunity to explain your position. By the time the second sun is beginning to set, it's time to head back to transport. You've made a solid ally. Utopia slings her arm around your shoulder as you walk back. Here's a tip, one young buck to another. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're too young, she says. You've been here on Vertumna just as long as the rest of us have. Hi, Index. Welcome on by. Hello, hello, hello. And if you think I'm doing okay making funny voices in this visual novel, you should check out Index, because Index can make a lot of great voices in all the fun games they play. We don't need this. We just want to get to the end so we can finish maxing out bravery. Might as well grab any consumables just to do a bit of restocking. But I hope you're doing well, Index. Game always makes me think of Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy as a Teenage Mutant Appetizer, the second comic. I don't know about that, but you know what? That sounds like something that would be an Ed, Edd and Eddy. Good, just can't sleep with the sun thunderstorm. Oh man, a thunderstorm would put me right out. But I hope the weather smooths out for you shortly. And certainly, sleep getting mussed up can be a bit of a bugger at times. For me, it's just heat. Oh god, it gets so bloody hot. One of the reasons I started so late today is that like I have like a window AC, and I can't really have that open and running and do any streaming stuff, because, you know, then you get like the outside noise and the AC is so loud. Like, I just kind of have to wait until the temperature actually gets cool enough that I can survive shutting everything up and then turning on the heater that is my computer whenever I start streaming, because OBS does suck up a lot of resources. You're enjoying a relatively uneventful second sun of taking readings for one of Utopia's geological surveys when you get a sudden premonition. Situation feels strangely familiar. Oh, you need to move now! You jump out of the way just in time to see Sim come crashing through the air where you would have been, grappling with a skyfish almost as big as he is. In the ensuing tussle, they completely crush the delicate scanning equipment you just finished setting up. Utopia is going to be so upset. Oh no. You survey the wreckage helplessly while Sim holds the skyfish at bay. Skyfish flops around pitifully, then springs back to the sky and flies away, trilling in distress. It didn't even look dangerous, really. Aww, cute cuddles. That's adorable. That is one downside to having snakes as pets. You know, you can't really just have them cuddle up with you in bed like you could a Kibti or a doggo. Solana? Sim croaks. You turn your attention to him. Blood is pouring from a wound on his chest where one of the skyfish's spines must have pierced his otherwise perfect skin. the kind of thing that will definitely leave a scar or worse. Holding the wound closed, Sim smiles sheepishly. I guess my future sight isn't always 2020. Yeah, you can say that again. I guess my... And then he laughs. I know what you meant. And I'm sorry I wrecked your tools. Well, the skyfish helped. It really was going to hurt you. Or at least, it could have. I dreamed about it last night when I was in the... Well, when I was asleep. He corrects himself. My dreams aren't always true, Sim says, wincing as he applies pressure to the wound. The paths branch and converge. Time is more like a web than a line, I think. He smiles weakly. But always in the center, there's you. Yeah, future sight's a pain in the ass. Must be difficult for you, he says sadly. You have the ability without the training. To not be able to turn off the dreams. You tell him it sure as stars is difficult, but that at least the things you remember usually fade away quickly, just like regular dreams. So curious that you're the only human with this ability, Sim says, cocking his head sideways to consider you. And you gained it all at once when you landed on Fortuna? Took me over 100 years of meditation to get mere glimpses into the web, he tells you. Someday, I would much like to study your ability further. I can't tell you how this future sight works, Sim continues. To be honest, I don't even know. But if you're curious... He's clearly grappling with something, not just the sluggishly bleeding wound on his chest. His voice drops. You might look for answers under the light of the wormhole and glow, he confesses. You press him for more, but he begs you simply to leave him to handle his injury in peace. Yeah, that was, that's an ending that I stumbled upon and didn't take the first time around. I'm not going to take it this time either, because it is an ending. I don't, it's not what we're aiming for. Neighbors become wild. We do want to get the super goal on this one, just to make sure we max out bravery. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh, right. Gem cards get +1. Wait, then I could do this. 777s, baby. Okay, so we get this, and then a 7, which goes to 9. But I can't make a 7 or an 8, it looks like. I could do this. Actually, if I do this, 4, 5, 6. And then here, that's also a 6, 7. Ah, that messes it up. Let's just do that. +2 to cards with gems. So we can do this, and this, and this. Throw this in there for good measure. Why not? We don't need the min-max the kudos, but the bravery, hell yeah. Let's head home. Man, we haven't even gotten above 50 stress this year, it seems like. Holy shit. Okay, glow season. What did Bravery 3 give us? Extra card draw. Ooh, nice. Always will take that. Alright, let's give her a stick. Hang is maxed. Hydrate! Very well, when. Delicious. That went on way longer than I thought it would. Cal, help! Someone fell down the well. What's that? What's that, Freaky? Timmy fell down the well? Two Timmys fell down the wells. But actually, what fell down the well was not Timmy at all. It was a monster. Okay, let's do a bit of deck removal. Because we have the money. This is a generic 5, so we'll drop it. And we'll get rid of some of these generic 4s. Love Nomi's design very much. Absolutely. Nomi is I mean, all the character designs are pretty great, but Nomi, like, exudes the anime person energy. They're amazing. I love them. Let's work on the cafe. Because really all we're left is empathy and creativity. We've kind of maxed everything else. Nomi has gender goals for me. Eventually. Best of luck on your journey. Anne is easy to track down. She's rebuilt the creche, giving a bottle to one of her new babies. Despite everything, people are still having babies. It's incredible to think. Wait, but it was a big deal that Tammy was the first person to have a new baby. Suddenly, like, everyone's been popping some out. Like, I don't know, a little inconsistent, but okay. Oh, Solana, she says, giving you a gentle smile. Would you mind passing me that canteen? You hand Anne the canteen that had been just out of her reach, and she juggles the bottle to hold it, the baby in one hand, while she takes a grateful drink. Never enough hands, she says. Someone should figure out how to give us telekinesis. Let's see science work on that, hmm? She laughs, which rocks the baby in her arms. What can I do for you, Solana? Anne listens patiently as you explain the plan to force a vote at the next Virtunalia to depose Lum. When you're done, she sets the bottle down and lifts the baby onto her shoulder to burp. That's quite the plan, she says, rubbing the baby's back. You come a long way from when you were this little. Proud of you for sticking to your guns, no matter what happens. Can we count on your vote? Anne makes a thoughtful noise. Well, not one for fighting any wars on nature. Honestly, I'm so busy with living quarters and the kitchens and the crash, I barely pop my head outside these days. But I do trust Lum to do what's best for us. He's a little empty in the noggin, but he surrounds himself with good people, and that's what matters to me. The baby lets out a wet-sounding burp, and Anne coos at it. Great job. Good work. Better out than in. Well, Anne says, turning her attention back to you, what do the others think? If they're on board, I don't mind chipping in a vote and make it a majority. I have 5 votes. Oh, look at you, Anne says fondly. You've really grown serious, aren't you? How wonderful to see you all grown up. Somewhere in the creche, a baby starts to cry. Anne stands up and excuses herself. You'll have my vote, dear heart, she says. You can count on your Aunt Anne, just like always. All right, I think we have all the stuff. Okay, so it gets doubled after it becomes 4. Plus 2 to cards with gems. Nice. But really, we don't need that. Like a 7... Oh, man, that fucks everything up. I mean, we could do like a 2, 3, 4. No, I can't. Man, that one slot becomes value 4 is annoying. Now we just double the card to the right. We just do that. Yeah, exactly, Cybernetic. But, you know, that's one of the advantages of this game. It really keeps you on your toes sometimes. We got a super goal regardless, baby. Get that empathy and creativity. You're heading to bed when the sirens begin to wail, heralding the beginning of the yearly xenofauna attack. Outside your window, you see the soldiers begin to form up. This year, an enemy is heading up her own squad. You see her red hair bobbing along with the others as she rushes to defend the walls. You close your windows and pull the covers over your head. Then you get a holocall notification from Mars. You join in and find Mars, Tangent, Cal, Rex, and Nomi already in the call. I can see everything from the bedroom window, Mars says. Nemi's got her own squad and everything now. Look at her go. Cal makes a noise of discomfort, but doesn't voice his opinion. You and your friends keep the call open and speculate on what's happening outside, supplemented by Mars's observations and Tangent's reading of Congruence's processes. Everyone is on the call except Vase and an enemy, who are defending the colony. And Dice, of course. You open a private holo-chat with Dice, who assures you that he's safe. He just doesn't feel like pretending to root for the humans anymore. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding to gather in the courtyard, surveying the damage. Everyone looks weary, but you survived another year, and with remarkably few casualties. As the gates are secured and people begin to pick through the mass of xenobodies, you spot Dice watching from up the walls. He meets your eyes from a distance. You wonder how tonight's battle might have gone if you hadn't stopped him from planting that bomb. Yeah, I think we worked on empathy and creativity last year, chat. I think we made some okay gains, you know? Ooh, -1 stress anytime you gain friendship. Interesting. All right, let's give an enemy a stick. We give Nomi a crystal, a shiny bauble. I think everything else is maxed or nearly so, but combat is pitiful. Cal's tight. Yeah. We're working on the social food this run around. It just hasn't been efficient, and also I don't want to hunt in the swamps. I want to go for the peace with the Vertunalians, the gardeners, the native aliens. Hey, Sergal, welcome on by. Except for calling me smelly, I'm not smelly. Hydrate. That's a good idea. Ah, delicious. Oh, and thanks for the Dreki drink as well. Although I feel like that Dreki drink just kind of phased into reality mid-screen instead of like flying in from off-screen. What's up with that? I wonder if I need to check my offsets. All right, so Rex should max. Oh, we're 1 away from maxing friendship with Rex. Oh my god. Okay, so that's easy. Nomi's gonna be a little hard. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't know if we'll be able to max it. I think this is I'm pretty sure this is our last year. So we're probably SOL on maxing an enemy and Nomi. Well, that sucks. Void works in both ways. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it throws cans at you. It turned into a white hole. All right, so we have all of the votes. I want to see if we need a Super Fun Club event real quick. No. It doesn't look like we need a Super Fun Club event. Does the title imply you're plotting revolution with Mars? Absolutely. Yeah, we got all the votes to have Mars take over. Oh, let's spend some time together. Mars lifts one eyebrow at you, smiling secretively. For you, darling? Of course. What did you have in mind? No, I'm gonna let her take over. You open your mouth to suggest something tame, like grabbing dinner, but Mars stops you before you can even say it. Wait, no. Just follow me. You do, and she leads you to the personal quarters wing. You're about halfway to Mars's room before she's hustling you against the wall, in public, and leaving biting kisses down your neck. Whatever you have planned, I have a better idea. She murmurs. What do you think? What do you think indeed? You spend a few enjoyable hours in Mars's embrace, emerging rumpled and red-faced, and a great deal more relaxed. Ayo? Well played. I guess we just keep working the cafe so we can max out creativity. But I could also maybe repair robots, because that gives friendship with Nomi. Oh, it's a tough decision. Because we haven't, like, cafe and repair robots are something I did not get my first time through. So there's going to be a lot of new events, and the cafe specifically seemed interesting because we're getting a lot of little chats with specific characters. Let's work the cafe. Get that out of my system. Tangent is sitting at the bar, scrolling through some reports on her holopalm, when Dice stomps in, trailing mud across the floor. There you are, he exclaims. You weren't in the lab or in our quarters. I do other things, Tang replies, deadpan. What do you want, Dice? Utopia needs your help getting a sample from something, Dice says. Got this acid on it. Something that keeps screwing up the sample. Tangent sighs and downs the rest of her blep tea in one gulp, wincing at the taste, and then leaves. Dice slides into one of the bar stools, and you pour him a blep tea for himself. Upon closer inspection, you notice that his clothing has been eaten away in some places by flecks of acid. Rough day? Dice sighs and his shoulders slump. Yeah, kind of, he says. He takes a sip of his tea, then sticks out his tongue. Ugh, how does she drink this? He doesn't stop drinking it, though. He stoically manages to get halfway through before you slide the jar of sugar bug syrup over. Blood tea? No, blep. Blep is a caffeine-ish plant they found. Yeah, it's a stimulant. It makes people go blep. Yeah, because it has a taste that is not good. It's not a good taste. A potent brew. So what's up with you and Tang? The usual. Dice scrumps. She's her, and I'm me. We'll probably never get along. Not like when we were kids. He sighs. We're too different now. He downs the rest of his tea, looking surprised by how much the sugar bug syrup changes the taste. Yeah, like that. Just nope. Hey, Deological Dabbles, welcome on by. Even if you did bring the gnomes in with you. He rolls the mug between his hands on the counter. Everyone thinks Tang is so smart and so dependable, he mutters. Not like her weird twin brother, right? In your silence, Dice continues. I know what people say about me, he says. It's fine. We're just two different people. Dice mutters. Wish people would stop treating us like we're not. Aw, take it with your head pats. He sits for a while longer, fiddling with one of the acid holds on his collar, until he's worried it's so large he can twist it around his finger. Finally, he sighs. All right, time to get back to work, he says. Thanks for the tea. You can't help but think he looks a little lighter when he leaves. Maybe it's just your imagination. All right. +2 for each gem on other cards. Swing super goal. Nice. The cafe is the talk to people through their problems, like the cliche bartender place. It literally, the cafe came up whenever talking with one of the characters, Dr. Instance, who's like the head of engineering, and she was like, yeah, we really could use a counselor, you know, because we don't have one anymore. We basically was like, you know what, you can be like a bar, you can like pour some drink, you can get behind the counter and pour some drinks for people. And it's like, well, I guess I could do that. So it's literally be a counselor bartend. Goes Nick, oh, why not do the same shit at my coffee shop? I mean, you're just kind of stuck there vibing, and it just sort of is there. People socialize, people talk. Ah, no!
And then I have to go put the water somewhere else 5 minutes later.
All hours of the day, all hours of the night, no matter what I'm doing, my life is interrupted by piss. Or the void. Interrupted by piss and the void, or pissing in the void, which I don't recommend because void entities do not like whenever you defile them. It could just be they don't like anything at all. The very notion of existence is anathema to an entity of the void, which itself is a non-existing existence. But you know, you gotta go. Don't piss in the void, or the void will piss at you. Eating into the void is particularly relevant given the whole magic wormhole in this game. That is true. That is very true. Pissing into the void is like pissing into the wind. Piss into the void too long and the void will piss into you. No! It's a feedback loop of infinite piss. Wait, we just put a water wheel and then we just piss the water wheel into the void. The void pisses back and we achieve infinite power. Well, we're not gonna kink shame the void if it wants the piss, okay? The piss Mobius strip, the Mobius piss. Yeah, I like that part of the movie when he said it's pissin' time and then Morbius pissed all over his enemies. Okay. This is actually, you know, this is a good time. Take a quick break. Because if you've been sitting here for a while, you can now stand up, wiggle it out, leave your own piss, and then take a new fresh of water as well. Recommend you flush before you grab the water, or grab the water and then piss. You know, choose your poison, and choose your filtered water. But otherwise, enjoy the bouncing Dreki. glad we had this talk.